This will be for the con assignment, radius and diameter. So if you recall, the diameter D, it goes from one side of the circle to the other, okay? And of course it goes right through the center. So this line here is the diameter D. D is basically the length of that line, okay? And the radius goes from the center of the circle to the circle itself. So this distance right here is R, all right? Since the diameter goes all the way through the center from one side to the other, and the radius just starts at the center and goes to the circle, the diameter is 2 times as long as the radius, all right? So here's the formula for that. Diameter equals 2 times radius, all right? And of course, if you reverse that, the radius is just going to be half of the diameter. So you just need these 2 simple formulas for the con assignment. All right, it says here the radius of a circle is 1 unit, and they want us to find the diameter. So let's use the formula that has D equals, okay, we said that diameter equals 2 times the radius, all right, and it was given that the radius is 1, so that's just going to be 2, and in place of R, we put a 1, and of course 2 times 1 is just 2. So notice the diameter is just 2 times more than the radius. All right, here it says the diameter of a circle is 10 units, and they want the radius. All right, so we know that D equals 10. And we said before the radius is half the diameter. Okay, so we have 1/2, and in place of D for diameter, we plug in 10. All right, 1/2 times 10, same as 10 divided by 2. That's just 5. So you enter that in the box. All right, for this one here, they want us to find the radius and diameter of this circle here. So remember, we said diameter, it goes from one side of the circle to the other. All right, they should have drawn the center in here, but they didn't. So we just assume it goes through the center. All right, so this length here is the diameter, and that's 13 centimeters. All right, the diameter is going to be 13 centimeters. And for the radius, we said it's half the diameter. Okay, so that's going to be 1/2. And for D, we plug in 13. It's going to be half of 13. Okay, you can do a decimal if you want, but really that's just going to be 13 halves. Okay, I think it's safer to write it that way. All right, so for R, it's 13 halves, and for D, it's going to be 13. And just in case you don't see how I got that, if I do half times 13, we can make it 13 over 1. Okay, that's the same thing as 13. So multiplying numerators, 1 times 13, and multiplying denominators, 2 times 1. So it's just 13 halves. Remember, multiplying by a half is the same as dividing by 2. So half of 13 is 13 divided by 2. All right, so for radius, R, it's 13/2. All right, 13 halves. And for diameter, D, that's just going to be 13. All right, so here, again, they're asking us to find the radius and the diameter. All right, again, I think they should draw the center, but we can just assume this is the center right here. And we said when it goes from the center to the circle, that's the radius, R. Okay, so we know that R is 4.2. And for the formula, we said the diameter is 2 times R. So that's going to be 2. And in place of R, 4.2. 2 times 4.2 is going to give us 8.4. So that's for the diameter D. And the radius is 4.2. So for radius, 4.2 in the box. And for diameter, 8.4 in the box.